back to Shutterbug Club. I'm your host, Sue, and we have a very special guest. This is Dani Venen. You might also know her as the editorial style. Hi, Dani.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. Dani is I've been following Dani since I started my photography journey. So you're actually like one of the first photographers that I ever found, and you've been such an inspiration to me over the last 5 years that I've been doing this. So I'm so excited to actually get to talk with you. And Dani does a lot of very creative, out-of-the-box photo shoots, which I love. We were actually talking before the podcast episode. If you're watching on YouTube, you can kind of see, like, our backgrounds is really funny because Dani and I have a lot of similarities, but she's, like, the opposite. She's very, like, she's wearing black, I'm wearing white, my room is pink, her room is, like, very dark colors. But we both have these prints behind us and then just like this similar creative style in our photography. Dani, before we get started, I kind of want to tell you a little story. So I was at a photography retreat in the fall, and I met this other photographer, shout out to Shelby CC, and we actually bonded over you. Like,
Aww.
It was so funny because we both have this very creative photography style, and so I was like, do you follow the editorial style? And she's like, yes, do you? And we literally talked about your work for an hour, and it was so fun.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And Dani, like, her slogan is the weirder the better, right? That's what you have on your Instagram. And so she does, like, really out-of-the-box things that I would have never even thought of. One that she did recently was, like, fish. You had fish. I'm pretty sure they were plastic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So she had fish and an ironing board. And she was, like, ironing the fish. And I was like, okay, only Dani could make this look good.
Yeah, that was the first concept that I shot for my Zodiac roulette.
Cool.
And so all those concepts were a mystery, and that was actually the first concept that I thought of for the roulette. I think it was one of the first concepts that I had put into my my photo shoot list. Like, I have a literal list on my phone in my notes app. If I think of an idea, I will just put it directly in there, because I don't want to forget, because my brain is always so full of information that sometimes things just leave, and I'm just like, what was that idea that I thought of?
Yeah, that's such a good idea to just put it in your phone. How did that come about? Like, what did you think about for that photo shoot? I'm very curious. What was your thought process?
For the fish Pisces photo shoot?
Yes.
So when I wanted to create the concept for Pisces, I did a whole ton of research on all the zodiac. So all the zodiac concepts, I did the same research. I looked up what animals represent them, what colors, what feelings, what tools, and just like emotions, time of day, even like what really represents that sign. And so for Pisces, the symbol is fish, and so I'm like, okay, I have to incorporate fish in there. But like, I'm me, I don't just want to just have someone just like fishing or just like on a beach like with fish. Like, like, what can I do to really just amp this up? And one of the concepts that I had listed was ironing fish on a clothesline, and originally it was actually going to be a clothesline, but then when I was making my mood boards using this AI program that I have, because I'll get to how I make my mood boards with AI.
Okay.
But I put my idea into that to create the concept, and it turned out, instead of a clothesline, it was an actual fishing net, and I'm like, okay, I can put even more fish in the back from there. So it expanded upon that. I'm like, okay, yeah, because it'll fill up more space. Yeah, and like, I felt like green just really matched the vibe really well, because the ironing board and the iron were beige. I borrowed those from my mom.
Love that.
and like, a really good complementary color of green is brown. So I wanted to just incorporate some nice cool toned browns and greens, and yeah, just make her outfit look also like a fishnet. Yeah, like the top, the bottoms, everything what was fishnetty.
Wow.
And like, I mean, has anyone ever tried cooking fish with an iron? I know I have not, but it doesn't
I
work.
know when I seen that, I was like, what is this? I love it. Dana, you said you got the fishnet background idea from AI.
Hmm.
Okay, can you talk about that actually? Because I'm really curious what you do, what your process is for that.
Yeah, so I, for the last, I want to say at least maybe a year, I've been using the image generator on ChatGPT 4.0, and I'll have all my ideas listed in my photo shoot list, and a lot of the time I can't find an already existing inspo photo, especially on Pinterest or Instagram. And I know some people get like kind of weird when like you use their photos like as
Yeah.
inspirations. Like some people are cool with it, but then there's some people who just aren't comfortable like thinking that, oh, you're copying them. So this way, I describe the photo shoot idea I have in my head, put it into the prompt, and then it gives me back like the exact photo I'm looking for. So I use that as visual inspo to bring that idea to life. That way I'm able to that way I'm able to show my client what I want to create, because like I couldn't really find any pictures online of someone ironing fish. Like that was all just in my head that I had to create just using AI. And I feel like that is such a good tool if you don't have any visual inspo that you can't already find that's existing. Like I feel like AI is such a great tool for that, because like you're not relying on AI to make the idea for you. You already have the idea in your head. You just need that visual inspo. I mean, like I can draw, but sometimes I don't have the time to. So
Yeah.
so like
So true.
I'll just put my prompt into my AI program, and it'll give me back such detailed photos that I can use, and then I'll just expand upon that. Same thing with editing, like which I gotta tell you my theory about the generative fill on not Instagram, on Lightroom
Photoshop?
and Photoshop.
Lightroom, yeah.
I have this whole theory.
Oh, okay.
So if you've been recently using in Lightroom, just the regular remove tool, and then the heal, the clone, same thing in Photoshop, the content aware fill, have you noticed it has gotten really, really bad? Like
Oh, has it?
it's taking a lot of it's not, I don't think it's smart anymore. I feel like because like I'll try to remove background that isn't part of the backdrop, just with using content aware fill, or just in Lightroom using the heal tool. Sometimes like
Yeah.
it's fine if it's totally like blank, but if it's like textured like brick or marble, like it just looks like shit. Like when you
I've
use
definitely noticed that in Lightroom for sure. I feel like Photoshop is a
Yeah.
little better.
Content where fill, like I can trust that a little bit more, but especially in Lightroom, I feel like Adobe has purposely like dumbed it down and made it even worse. That way you are essentially forced to use the generative fill AI.
Really? Oh. So you're saying the regular spot healing tools are really bad. That way you're
Yes.
forced to use the AI.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. Because they are
Yeah.
really bad. I know what you're saying. Yeah,
Yes.
they are bad.
Yeah, and so like for me personally, the generative remove tool in Lightroom is phenomenal. 9 times out of 10, it gets rid
Yeah.
of or like replaces whatever like I need. I personally don't count that as like using AI to edit. Like using AI to edit my photos, it's a tool that is way better than what is already provided.
Yeah.
Now, I've recently started to like move away and move back from like actually like using the generative fill in Photoshop to like create something like the butterfly photo. A lot of those butterflies were added with generative fill,
Oh, interesting.
which
Okay.
like I still think like they look good, even though like technically yeah, like I did use AI to add those, but the base of the photo and like the like almost all of it is real. Um,
So did you add those for the butterfly photo? You brought that into Photoshop, correct? And used
yes,
the generative fill in Photoshop for that one?
yes,
Okay. And yeah, I see what you're saying because I also do that with certain things, but it's also like the other option that photographers often do is to just find a photo online and then
hmm
like cut it out themselves and stick it in there. And I'm like, how is that really different? Honestly, it's
yeah.
just making it easier for you.
Yeah, and like sometimes like because recently if you've seen the Brian Cage photos, like the only quote unquote AI I have used was just to erase like the background and the lights, like
Mhm.
but then everything else like the fire when I was adding the Wolverine claws, all of that like I added in myself from photos I already had or just like
Oh,
stock
interesting.
photos. I've been trying to do things more practically slash digitally and not just relying on AI because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes
Mm-hmm.
like it came up on my time hop like the other day where last year I wanted to put in a pie in a photo. Why did it give me a foot?
What? Yes. No. It's so bad. It's terrifying when it gives you people. You're like, whoa, jump
Yes,
scare.
who is that?
Yes. So, why are you moving away from that? What is your reasoning behind trying to do it more yourself instead of with AI?
I feel like AI is like has such like a stigma behind it now. Like people think like especially when people call themselves AI artists.
Oh, yeah.
No, like to be an artist, you need to make it yourself. Like you can use AI as a tool, like have
Hmm.
that be your reference, but if that is your art, no. Like that like
Hmm.
a computer made that. You didn't do any brush strokes, like even just like on a tablet or whatever. But I personally want to. It's more or less I want to more challenge myself instead of like relying on a computer to create what I have in my head.
Yeah.
I want to challenge myself to and get those skills in of like blending and adding any stock images or
Hmm.
like doing things more by hand because like it is so easy to just press a button and be like, oh, there it is. Like I feel
Hmm.
like we should all step out of our comfort zones and just do like also the Ares photo shoot I did with the nuclear explosion. The nuclear explosion like that's a stock photo that I had that
Hmm.
I had projected it onto the wall during the photo shoot. When I brought it into Photoshop, I took that same photo and just overlaid it on there. That way it was brighter. There's no like like all the explosions are put in there by me. There's no AI in those photos. Um, and yeah, like I just yeah, I want to be able to challenge myself. I want to be able to just say, hey, I did this. Like, just keeping AI usage to a minimum because like I don't want to take advantage of it. I don't want to take advantage of it. However, I do want to use it to my advantage when I can. I've been trying to use it as more of a last resort.
Yeah, that's so good. And that is such a hard thing to do, too, because I am also in between because I'm like, this is such a good tool and so many people are using this. Like, I don't want to be, on one hand, I don't want to be one of those people who falls behind because they're so, like, against change. They're like, I'm not going to use AI because I like how we've been doing it in the past. You know, that happened a lot with photography, people moving into digital even. They're like, no, we do film, like, we have to do it the hard way. And so, on one hand, I want to learn AI and I want to experiment with it in the ways you were talking, like creating butterflies and stuff. But on the other hand, I want to still be able to have those skills to like blend in the photo and to make it your own. And so, I think that is such a good point to really just try and find that balance. Like, yes, use it as the tool that it is, but don't let it take over your artistic creativity.
Exactly, because a lot of even a lot of movie companies have been like using AI. Like I know that there's I saw an article how someone's been wanting to, or I think it's like Natasha Lyonne is gonna direct or like co-direct like the world's first like AI movie. It's just like what were you protesting during the strike then? It's just like because like I don't want humanity's creativity to be replaced, because like have AI, like the majority of AI just take the boring jobs.
So true. Yes.
Like we as people, as humans, we crave that connection. We crave art. Like are you going to go to a museum and look at just a bunch of AI generated images? No, you're gonna look at all these sculptures that were made by hand, that were that were paintings that were made thousands of years ago, and like even something as simple as just like a line on a giant 100 by 100 canvas that was made by a person. Like
yeah, like if AI did that.
Yeah, like I'd rather see I'd rather just see a couple of splotches of paint on a canvas that was done by a person than see like 100 AI generated images. There's no life, there's no love behind these AI generated images. If you're not using that as a reference to amplify your work, to go off of, to actually make that by hand or make it digitally, then why even like call yourself an artist if you're not going to put in the work?
Yeah, that's so true. And I feel like that's almost the difference between having like more of a mainstream basic product versus a luxury product. It's like when you're creating this artwork yourself, when you're blending on all of the things yourself, that is a handmade piece of art compared to something that is just like generated that a lot of people can get. And so when you do it that way and when you put that love into it, you're able to charge more because people are charging for you. They're not charging for like ChatGPT AI generated, not ChatGPT, but like generative AI fill in Photoshop. They're paying for you. So that is so cool. I do really quickly want to go back to talking about how you use ChatGPT to get that inspiration, because that is such a good idea. I would love to know what kind of prompt you use for that, like what elements you put into your prompt. Do you tell it what your model looks like, or do you use it to get like outfit inspo also?
I usually tell it like everything, like because a lot of the time I use it for my roulettes, which I feel like it's very open-ended when it comes to the actual model, because anyone can model for my roulettes, but then what ChatGPT puts out, it's just like I use that as more of like a template for the model. So like I'm not looking for like anyone specific to model. This is just what's being provided. So like for example, the bee photo shoot that I did last year, all the bees flying around, and like you can see the bee on the middle finger right here.
Mm-hmm.
So to make the that kind of prompt for my mood board, I put into ChatGPT like I always say please and thank you as well to ChatGPT. Because like I feel like if you're really nice, it'll make the photos or like the responses like so much better.
Really?
So
interesting.
Be kind to AI. because when the robot overlords come and attack us all, they will spare us. So I'll tell it like please generate a high quality editorial photo or creative photo or portrait of a model who looks like this, with this kind of makeup, with this kind of hair, wearing this and this, looking a certain way, there's light coming from ever which way, what the background color is, what they're holding, the expression. I am very, very detailed. And so yeah, and also the image generator on ChatGPT has gotten a major update to where, like, if you were to just post that photo, like post that image, like people would think it's an actual photo. Like, that is just how incredible ChatGPT has gotten. But yeah, like, yeah, just what you see in your head, just type that all out, like down to the last detail, even of like the color of their nails, or or like if and like the whatever image they give you first, I'll always say like, this looks great, and then I'll
back to being polite.
Yes, and
Good job.
and then I'll ask it, like, can you make the light this color, or have the light coming from here, or maybe add this, add that. And so I do that a couple times until I get like a couple different images of different angles. I'll have it do a wide shot, do a close up, and so most of my mood boards are AI.
Interesting. Okay, I love that you mentioned you tell it where the light is coming from, because that's actually something I would not have thought about to get from AI, is to see like from different lighting perspectives. And I feel like you are really good at your lighting setup. Like, your studio light always looks so beautiful. So that's really cool. And then also getting the different type of shots, like the wide angle, close up, that is such a great point to be able to just really visualize it.
Yeah, thank you. Here, I can actually show you one of the images from the Pisces mood board. I almost just typed in Pisces to my photos. What is it? ChatGPT.
Okay. And then do you put them together on like Canva and send it over?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the AI image that I went off of.
Really? That looks so good compared to what you created. That is insane. Wow.
Yeah, so
the background color, that is exactly what you had. That's crazy.
Yeah, and so like I never use ChatGPT to come up with the concepts. I only use it just for the visual inspo. Because now, like, a lot of the time, like, my brain's gotten even weirder, and I feel like I can't really find what I'm looking for on Pinterest or Instagram, and so I have to just make it myself. That way I can go off of that visual inspo for the client as well, because the client wants to see what the concept is, and so being able to have that type of visual inspo is super helpful, especially with set design and with just bringing everything to life. Like, just having like even just one image just to go off of, whether you made that in an AI program or you screenshotted it off of Pinterest. Like, just having some kind of visual inspo is so helpful when bringing your ideas to life.
So true. Can you talk about your roulette series that you started? Because I love this series, and I feel like that is such a great way to get people to book these kind of creative, unique concepts, because a lot of the time people are like photographers will think, I can't be this kind of out-of-the-box creative photo shoot because people don't have a big enough reason to book it, because like everyone needs family photos to remember their family and their memories. So you have to approach these kind of creative photo shoots in a different way and give them like a different value and show them why they want to book it. So can you talk about your roulette series?
Yeah, absolutely. So with my photo shoot roulettes, it's essentially everything's a mystery. The concept is a mystery, but there's a usual overall theme, whether it's spooky or holiday, rainbow. Right now I'm doing the Zodiac. Last year I did the 7 Deadly Sins. So most of the time you just pick a number that I have listed, or you pick the color, or in this case you pick what zodiac sign you want. And if I have a makeup artist, then makeup will be provided. Like, you don't know what the makeup is, but most of the time you will have to do the hair and makeup yourself, and
Okay.
that's all that you get. You get the hair and the makeup inspo, and then you show up, and then you are shown the concept. Um, and like, it's 100% success rate. Like, everyone has loved their concept because there's no expectation going in. Like, your expectations are zero. Like, I find it a lot easier to do it that way, not showing people what the concept is until after they've booked it, because it sounds a little selfish, but it's like they really can't say no to that. But at the same time, they get some badass photos, and I get to create photos that I want. And with the roulettes, I don't have a set model in mind. I
Yeah.
like all the concepts are gender neutral. They are like ambiguous. Is that the right word?
I have no idea. It sounds right.
I don't have a certain look in
Yeah.
mind for it, except for like the hair and the makeup. But anyone can model, like male, female, non-binary, black, white, Asian, like anybody. Like you can sign up for my roulettes and just have a good time. And
That is so cool. I love that you said
yeah.
it's 100% success rate. Like, people are happy because when you do that and you make it, like, you're building that excitement and you're giving them so much more than the photos. Like, you are creating this whole experience for them. You're building that excitement. They're like, "Ooh, I wonder what I'm gonna wear. I wonder what the props are gonna be. I wonder, like, what the background color is gonna be." So you're just creating so much excitement and building really this insane experience that they're not gonna get anywhere else, which is so crazy and so cool. And yeah, you're the first person that I've seen kind of introduce that type of style going into your booking process where it's like a surprise and you're not sure sharing the mood boards. And I love that you mentioned they have no expectations, because that
Mm-hmm.
is huge, because they're like, when you show the mood boards of other photographers, they're kind of comparing your work to other photographers. And we don't want that as artists. So I love that you generate it with AI and that you don't show them before. That is so cool.
Yeah, thank you. I kind of started doing that with my mentorships as well, like, for my spooky season. I mean, only one of the mentorship concepts got booked for photographers, but it was after they signed up, after like the deposit was paid. That was when they saw what the mood board was. That was when they saw what they would be shooting. Because if
Oh.
you put out the mood boards like already, people will go in with an expectation.
Mhm.
And also with each of the mentorships, I wanted to teach something very different from each one. Like the one with my friend Hannah with the balloons, her dressed as the clown with the striped outfit. That was going to be teaching like very harsh lighting to get that really creepy look, and also like
Oh.
directing with expressions.
Mhm.
With the second one, it was supposed to be it's with my friend Amanda, the one where she's in that pink living room with the that mask, and like she was like that 50s hairstyle. That was all going to be about set design. And then
Oh, wow.
the one that was booked was all about practical effects. Um, that was the one with my friend Blue, who I painted his chest all black, so that way it looked like it was a hole. And then I dismantled a fake skeleton and tied on um, rib cage to his chest, and then put over a a blue suit. That way it looked like his chest had just caved in,
Mhm.
and that way like it was just his ribs that were exposed, making him look like a skeleton on the inside. And so, like on
Yeah.
camera, like I wanted you to like rely less on editing and post, and more of just like making things real and practical, because if you can see it in front of you, it just feels even more real. Even if it's just makeup, like it just feels so real.
Yeah, that's so good. Can you talk about your pricing structure with these creative photo shoot and concepts that you do? Because I know so much goes into it, like all of that handcrafted work, all of your planning, all of your props, outfits. So just kind of how you structure your pricing and maybe what all you include.
Yeah, so for starters, like, because I've been doing this full time for like 5 years. Like, I started charging only $50 per shoot, like super, just really low, because I'm just like, I want to do it for fun, but I also kind of want to make some money.
Yeah.
And then like each year I would up my prices. I went from 50 to 150 to 200, then 300, 400, 500, and then 700, then 900. Then last year it was 1,000, and now I've upped it to 1,200.
Oh my goodness, that is so exciting.
Yeah, and so I a lot of people will say, "Oh, you should price yourself based on what you're worth." Yes and no. Price yourself based on how much you want to make per month. Price yourself
So good.
based on like an average. Like, how much do you want to make per month? How many photo shoots do you want to do per month to reach that?
And also how many expenses that you
Exactly.
have to cover.
Yeah, and so like especially like with the roulettes, I try to keep it like maybe like 5 or 6 because I feel like less is more. And also like supply and demand, like if there's a lot more concepts, like I mean even for the Zodiac roulette there's 12, but those sold out in like 3 days. But usually I wouldn't have 12 concepts just like excuse me. Usually I wouldn't have 12 concepts just to pick from. I would narrow it down to like 5. That way there is like a supply and demand.
Yeah.
The roulettes are usually discounted because of the risk, quote unquote, the risk of like doing everything blindly. But even with that, like I try to budget that for like a monthly income.
Mm-hmm.
But then also with my regular photo shoots, all my creative photo shoots now start at 1,200, and so I try to like base on like what are my monthly expenses, my rent, groceries, gas, and also like leave room for like some fun stuff like makeup, but like mostly like the necessities. How much do I need per month to match or go over that?
So do you ask them if they want their hair and makeup done for those? Like, do you have a hair and makeup add-on and you just like add that onto the session?
Sometimes I do have a hair and makeup add-on. Usually that will go directly to the artist.
Yeah.
Like I'll give them like 2 or 3 of my makeup artist friends or hairstylist friends to pick from, and like. So none of the makeup money goes to me unless they want me to do their makeup.
You do that?
By special request, yes.
Oh, cool. Okay. And so I'm really curious, do you ever get people who are like, you're too expensive? I'm not saying like you are, because I think that is so awesome that you're able to charge what you're worth. And so I'm just like curious, do you ever get those kind of people that are kind of hesitant? Because I feel like you get those no matter what you charge.
Yeah, like with anyone who is in the art community, whether you are a photographer or you are a painter, you knit or you sculpt, you like any kind of art. I feel like there's such like a price stigma on art, or like if it's for fun then it should be free. That's what so many like normies think. I just recently got a message. I get these messages all the time, but like this was like a couple weeks ago, like, oh, if you ever need a model, like let me know.
Oh yeah.
Who are you? Like, if I need a model, I will ask my model friends who I know are professionals or who I have worked with multiple times.
Yeah, that's so true.
So, pro tip to everyone out there: if you are looking for anyone to do a photo shoot for you, or if you're looking for someone to draw you, make a song for you, make a shirt for you, if it involves like any kind of art, imagine you were going to a coffee shop and say, hey, if you need anyone to drink your coffee, let me know.
Yeah. No, that's so
No!
good.
No!
Yes.
Like, that, like, because it's such, like, a backhanded, like,
It is.
it's not even a compliment. Like, it's kind of a compliment, but it's not really a compliment. It's, to me, I find that very disrespectful, of just, like, first of all, like, I don't know who you are. Why,
They're not
saying, like,
providing you with any kind of value. They're not offering
right.
you anything. They're like, hey, if you want to give me all of your talent and all of your time. So yeah, I try not to get
Yeah.
frustrated at those messages too.
Yeah, so not saying like why would I reach out to you, but why would I reach out to someone I don't even know? Why would I reach out to someone that has no experience with me? Why would I reach out to someone that I've never met? That's why I do these roulettes. That's why I have them discounted. That way, people who have never worked with me, who want to work with me, can usually afford to. They can usually afford the roulettes. Not everyone can afford my normal rate at 1,200, but the ones that can will value my time. The ones that will pay full price.
Yes.
Value your time.
Yes, and they are the best clients. They're gonna treat you so well.
Yes, yeah, like don't ask anyone for a discount. Like unless a discount is like part of a deal, like Black Friday, or like you're part of like a group shoot. Usually group shoots are more discounted because per person it adds up to the full rate.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't ask people for discounts.
I've always been a little bit unsure about how to price group shoots at the same time because it's like, yes, it does add up to the full rate, but also you're working with so many more models. Like that does take a lot more skill and there's so many more people to edit. So I'm like, at the same time, people shouldn't really expect a lower price for group shoots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also for group shoots, like because I'm directing so many more people, because like I try to value my time, my energy, how long it'll take to edit, what sets I have to do, and then I'll add on top of that, like usually based on how many people are going to be there. So if I want to do like a group shoot with like 5 people, I'll have the total price maybe added up to 1,600.
Okay.
Instead of the 1,200, because I am working with more people. If some of the money will go to a makeup artist, or if some of the money will go to a florist or something, like I try to price that in, or based on wardrobe. If I'm providing the wardrobe, then having everyone who's coming in for the group shoot, or even a roulette, or a just a regular full price shoot, have that compensate the wardrobe, the makeup that I have to bring in, or the props. Especially when it comes to the roulettes, like the Zodiac roulette. Usually my roulettes start at like 600 or maybe 700, which is about half the price of a normal shoot. But with these, the price starts at 1,000 because not only are they getting a makeup artist by one of my best friends, Marissa, but they're also getting $200 worth of free products from another one of my best friends, Miranda, from You're the Bomb Creations. Bath products, which they're able to like model for, that's based on their zodiac. I think there's like six different products, and
That's really cool.
yeah. So like and also, not only are they just modeling for the products, they're getting a really cool video of them modeling the products, all in costume, all in the set, as well as a separate cinematic video, which is more of like a story, which I haven't posted any of those just yet, but they are going to be so cool and so much fun. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
This is really funny because I actually never had you introduce yourself in the episode. We got so into it. So kind of going back to what my first question was going to be for you, can you tell me how you got into photography, and then talk about like your love for wrestling and how that kind of goes into your photography, and then even into your filmmaking, because I love your short films that you've been sharing.
We're an hour into this. Who is she?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to? So always loved visual media. I've always loved taking photos, watching movies, making movies. Like, I remember having a dream back when I was in 4th grade where, like, I made this Lego movie. Like, it was like this fully animated Lego movie, and I'm just like, this is amazing. And I remember, like, waking up, going to my mom and being like, I want to make movies. This is me in 4th grade. I was 10 when I said this. My mom did say, like, do you know how expensive movies are? And so I'm just like, okay, well, maybe I can't make movies. Like, now I'm a kid, like, I'm 10. So I decided to start writing books. So I turned all these dreams into stories. These books get made into movies, so may as well start here. Maybe I'll end up there.
Wow.
And so I would just write so many stories. Like, I created these universes. Like, I wrote novels at, like, 10, 11 years old, and then all the way through middle school. Like, I wrote a trilogy that was, like, so amazing. I mean, like, it's probably, like, really bad if you read it now, but then in 2007 I got a point and shoot Nikon digital camera, just like more like the pocket ones, so I was taking pictures from that. But then I got a camcorder because I really wanted to make short films. So I was making short films with my friends in middle school and, like, entering contests online. In 2014, I met my now husband, and he introduced me to his friend group, who were all actors in theater. Like, they were all in local plays at our college, and so what do people in theater want to do? They want to act! So I'm just like, hey, I like making short films, and so we made a ton of short films. We won a few contests, and so, like, in between that, like, I was also taking photos. That's when I was, like, doing more portraits. I was just talking to one of my best friends this morning. Like, everybody starts at 0. Don't be ashamed of where you start. Where you are now, like, it's all about the journey. Like, where you are going on that journey, that's what matters. If you took the worst photo back in 2007, who cares?
Yeah.
At least you started.
No,
that's started.
So true. One of my favorite quotes is, you have to be willing to be bad at something before you can be good at it. Like,
yes.
You have to be willing to put yourself out there and be bad at it before you're going to get to where you are now.
Everything's gonna suck at first, but that's okay. If that, like, and a lot of people are so afraid of failure. That's why a lot of people don't start, because they're afraid they're going to fail. The, like, success is based on failure. Like you can't win. Like, you can't get from point A to point B without tripping a couple times. Like, you can't get from point A to point B without getting lost. Like, it's okay if you fail, because I know a lot of people say, if at first you don't succeed, try again. No. If at first you don't succeed, find out why, make a change, then try again.
Yes, period. Oh, that is so good. Yes, Dani.
Like, I've always loved taking photos and making short films, and I'd have to say that I actually love video just a little bit more than photo, because with photos, like, yeah, like, you can tell a story, like, but with video, with movies, like, you can really create an emotion. You can create a connection because it's moving. There's so much more depth to video, and it's also just, like, a lot more fun. Like, people are more willing to sit and watch something rather than just look at something still, like a still image. Yeah. People, like, us as people, like, we love movement. If we're looking at something super still, and then all of a sudden out of the corner of our eye we see, like, a squirrel, we're immediately like, oh, movement, something new. So my husband has been a lifelong wrestling fan, and so when we first met, like, he introduced me to it, and so, like, I was super interested. I wanted to know what goes into making a match. Like, who knows how it's gonna end? Like, is it choreographed? Is it improvised? Do they have a script? Are they going off script? Like, do the announcers know what's gonna happen? Like,
Yeah.
because obviously the audience doesn't. Like, it's as if the Olympics had a plot. Like, when people think of wrestling, they just think of like, it's just two people beating each other up. No, that's boxing. That's MMA. Like, that's UFC. With wrestling, week to week storylines. There's so much depth that goes into wrestling. Like, it's a soap opera.
I never knew that, actually.
Yeah.
I've never watched a wrestling match, but I might have to after this.
Highly recommend. AEW, All Elite Wrestling, is on, here's a plug, Wednesdays and Saturdays. Wednesdays on TBS at 8, and Saturdays on TNT at 8.
Perfect.
But yeah, like, all the wrestling matches are usually based off of a storyline.
Wow.
But I think it was like 2022 into 2023, I'm just like, I would love to work with and like just do some fun photo shoots with wrestlers, because like they're so into their characters. I would love to just expand upon that and do that. I had no idea how to go about like contacting anybody, so I'm just like, hey, if it happens, it happens. I'm just happy to be a fan. And then in the summer of 2023, that was when the wrestler Julia Hart followed me on Instagram. Like, I literally had to do like a triple take. I'm just like, this is the real Julia Hart. Like, I'm such a big fan of her. Like, what? She followed me? Like,
That's
what?
insane.
And then she messaged me a couple days later, and she wanted to book a shoot.
Wow.
And yeah, and so I'm like, I was literally running up and down the hall screaming. I was so excited because I'm like, this is literally a dream come true. I've been wanting to work with like any wrestler, and like her style is like, her whole character now is dark and mysterious. And I'm just like, I love spooky stuff. We did 3 concepts within 3 hours, and she said it was the first time she ever worked with a woman photographer. She said that like she loved how in detail of directing that I was. Loved the concepts, loved that just how comfortable I made her. Like, there have been like some photographers, especially the male photographers, who will work with the women wrestlers and will just want them just to do like boudoir or like swimsuit. And so like so many other wrestlers were following me. It was just this whole domino effect. I think now like almost 100 wrestlers follow me now, which is crazy. How I started doing video with the wrestlers and with AEW, it was Julia and I were gonna do another shoot when they came to Cleveland in September of 2021. I'm like, hey, like, because we're getting to spooky season, why don't we just do like a fun spooky video, like just to get people excited, like just for fun. So we did that. I edited it together. I sent it to her, and she's like, Dani, we need to get this on TV. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. So I asked if she could like put in a promo for it, like record a promo and I could put it over. She showed everybody. On the team. Everyone loved it. It was showed on the show, I think, like 2 or 3 times, including on the pay-per-view. Wow. Like, for, like, of that year. Like, that, like, I cried, because I was so excited.
I remember seeing your behind the scenes when you seen the video for the first time. Can you tell me, what were your feelings when you seen like a film you made being shown on the TV for the first time?
It's so surreal, like, cause anyone can like take their video and like airplay it to the TV or like broadcast it to the TV, like, but when it's totally out of your control, when it's aired by a third party, by someone who is not you, it is such a thrill, because you know that thousands of other people are watching as well. It's so like surreal, like is the only word I can describe it as. Like, it's so exciting, because like it's on like live TV. I'm just like, oh my god, now like all these people are talking about this video that I made, and I'm just like, me being able to combine like my two biggest passions is
That
so much fun.
that is
And
also a huge full circle moment for you where you were like telling your mom you wanted to create films and then now
yeah,
you're having them actually being played on TV.
it's
Wow.
crazy. And like I've been able to work with some of my favorite wrestlers, like the Righteous. They're my all-time favorite team. Like, to say that I had the biggest panic attack meeting them is an understatement. No, but like everyone that I have worked with, like all the wrestlers I've worked with have just been so incredible. Like they're people too, and they are some of the most amazing people. And like it's just such an honor how like they've all reached out to me and they've all wanted to work with me. Like me just like when I was 10 years old wanting to make films and then like somewhat getting like my somewhat getting shot down or somewhat being told no, like I was able to build my way up
Yeah.
to get to that point because I'm turning 31 in 3 weeks.
Oh, happy
So
early birthday.
thank you. Yeah, so like literally I've been working at this dream for 20 years.
Wow.
Like it's so crazy because like it also doesn't feel like it's been that long. Like time has been going so quickly, but it's like anything is possible. Put out your work. Like even if like you don't like it, put it out. Make people watch your stuff. Shamelessly promote yourself, market your work because it does not matter how many people see it, it matters who sees it.
That is so good, Danny. Yes. Wow. I love that so much. That's so cool. I love hearing about your journey.
Thank
Is there anything
you.
else you want to share before we end out the call?
Oh, I wanted to because I remember looking at your bullet points
Questions?
how
Yeah.
like how did I get to being the weirder the better. Um,
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah, so what does your slogan mean to you? The weirder the better.
so my slogan, the weirder the better, I feel like it makes me stand out a lot. Um, and especially me living in Cleveland, Ohio, like if I were to do my stuff in LA or New York, like it's a dime a dozen out there. Like obviously I'm like no shade to anybody. Everyone who puts out their work is amazing. Like you do you, but when you're in a big city like LA, it's so oversaturated, you'll just get swallowed.
Yeah.
Like cuz a lot of people are doing the same thing out there, but then in Cleveland, in a smaller city, you're able to make a bigger name for yourself because not everyone is doing what I'm doing. I've always wanted to stand out. Like growing up, like I never looked like a certain way. Like you know how like the popular kids like looked a certain way.
Yeah.
The artsy kids looked a certain way. Like I never really fit anywhere, and I always thought that was a flaw. But now, like being in my 30s, like I'm embracing that. Like I literally have a tattoo on my stomach that says I have to be weird or I will die. Like like here, I'll show you.
Okay, yeah, show us.
Yeah, I have to be weird or I will die.
Oh, whoa. That is crazy. I've never seen a tattoo like that. That is so cool.
Thank you. Yeah,
Wow.
just embrace your inner weirdness. Like do things that people have never seen before and like that's what I love about my work is that like almost all of it you've never seen before. Like ironing fish or like if you were given the choice to fit in or stand out, always choose stand out because like on TikTok, everyone's following the trends. Everyone is like dressing certain ways, dressing the same way, doing their makeup the same way, doing their hair the same way. A lot of people like in every generation just look the same.
Mm-hmm.
Stand out because and don't be afraid if people are looking at you in public or if people are talking about your work in a certain way. You got their attention. You are on their mind. Like
Mm-hmm.
use that. Like use that as fuel. Like because like all publicity is good publicity, even the bad. Like if people are leaving hate comments, like hey, your work got their attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like they either loved it enough or hated it enough to leave a comment. And if they left a hate comment, then you're on their mind. Like, like, use that. Like, use it as fuel to do better. Also, real quick, wanted to touch on jealousy in the photographer community. How I feel like there's been so much competition, not even recently, but like all throughout like social media. Like, people always want to be the best at what they do. People want the most followers. People want the best photos. And like, I sometimes get jealous of other photographers too, like based on opportunities that they get, based on a photo that they did, or like a photo shoot concept, or how many followers they have. Yeah. Having those feelings, having that jealousy is totally valid. Like, you are allowed to feel that the way that you feel. It is how you carry that out. It is your actions that matter the most. Like, you don't want to voice your jealousy. You don't want to make your jealousy known. Internalize that and turn that into fuel and change the question in your head. Instead of, why am I not there yet? Why don't I have what they have? Change that. How can I get there? How can I have what they have? Use that jealousy to fuel yourself to do better. Use your emotions to make yourself better. Because if you are using that jealousy and putting other people down because you don't have what they have, that's going to make you look bad and make someone else feel bad. Use your negative emotions to push yourself forward. That has gotten me to a ton of different places. I have imposter syndrome too. We all have imposter syndrome. We all get jealous. But using that jealousy to fuel ourselves, to just really work hard on ourselves, to challenge ourselves, step out of our comfort zones, like, that is so much more important than just being like, why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? Why do they do this? Like, change the why to how.
Yes, that's so good. I love that. And use it as a guide to figure out where you want to go next, because that's going to tell you like what direction you want to head in, and then you can view that person as inspiration and maybe someone who can even mentor you and help you instead of your competition.
Exactly. Yes, we are all in this together. Like, why try to compete with someone doing the exact same thing as you? Like, why be a negative Nancy? Why, like, just, it's not that hard to support other people.
Yeah.
It's like, if anything, it is so much fun to support other people, because if you're cheering someone on, then they're gonna get in their head of just like, oh my goodness, this person believes in me, and that'll make them believe in themselves more. And then seeing their positive reaction to your support will in turn be like, oh, I should give myself the same support, and will help you too.
That's so true. Wow, I love that. Thank you so much for coming on the episode today, Dani. You shared so many good things in here. I'm like taking notes. I literally have a pen and paper right here. So thank you so much. Can you tell everyone where they can find you?
Of course, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on here. You can find me on Instagram and Blue Sky, Threads, TikTok, all at The Editorial Style. And on Twitter, I am Editorial Dani. The Editorial Style was one letter too long.
Oh no! Thank you so much. I'm gonna go watch some wrestling videos.
Hell yeah!